the Council of the Township of North Glengarry accepts report TR 2020-13, the Director of Finance Treasurer for discussion purposes only, and that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry approves the deferral of capital projects listed in the attached appendix to be used to offset any deficit caused by COVID-19, with the residual to go to reserves. Welcome, Kim. Do you want to take that over?
Mr. Mayor, I don't know how you want me to handle this. Would you like me to go line by line on the capital that's being deferred?
Yeah, I think we'll just talk about the capital that's being deferred.
Okay, so for administration, we're looking at office flooring. And we had some tables and chairs that were planned for the council chambers. Under economic development, there's interpretive panels. We have some bench. Sorry, Apple Hill sign. Sorry, I'm trying to get a ruler here. Sorry. Just one sec, please. Sorry, got a crisis. Sorry, I just spilled a whole bottle of water. Oh, good God. Okay, sorry about that. Firewell, they're being deferred. Bridge structure number 59. That's a pretty extensive one. That's 315,000 that's going to be deferred. Apparently there's no risk.
Which one is that, Kim? Sorry.
Dominion Bridge structure 59.
Okay.
Apparently the risk is low to defer it.
Okay, because we jumped from administration to road, or that's okay, I guess?
That's for council to decide.
Okay.
At this point, that's funded by the federal gas tax. So it doesn't hit the tax base anyways.
Okay.
Under the municipal recreation associations, there's been reductions for field repairs at Apple Hill, playground repairs at Dalkeith. We've got garbage and recycling receptacles at Dunvegan. Building repairs are going to be reduced. Water connection at Maxwell actually came in less than was originally budgeted, so that's kind of nice, but it's coming out of reserves. Island Park, the plow package, chairs and tables, they're going to be deferred. At the tennis court repatching. And the possible, there's the electric edger at Glengarry Sports Palace. And in all fairness, these facilities are closed at the moment, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of playground work and playground activities, so they're very wise decisions.
Okay, and what's the total on that?
Total on that is tax base is 65,110. It's about a 1% tax savings.
Right, but the total amount of money that we are not spending.
411,000.
Okay. Questions?
Some are grants based, some are reserve based.
Deputy Mayor Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the 315,000 from the deferred Dominion Street Bridge, is that it's included in this total already?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So it would be in the grants in the 337,000. Okay.
Kim, I have a question. We just came through on April 30th, the final, or not the final tax bill, but that was a tax date here in North Glengarry. I'm just wondering, compared to last year, what percentage paid their taxes as compared to last year, just to give us an idea. You know, we're in this COVID crisis, and this is probably deep into it. So I'm just wondering how it played out.
So the percentage, you want the percentage of tax arrears 2019 versus 2020?
Yes.
Okay, so for 2019, as of May 1st, it was 17.1%. As of May 1st, 2020, it's 18.1.
So we've only had a 1% decrease that of people not paying their taxes over last year.
Correct, but there is an additional item. I had 5 properties for tax sale.
Okay.
That cannot occur because the consulting firm cannot assist me with the proper documentation to get them sold.
Okay.
If they had been sold, that 17.1 would be at 15.5, just to show we're trying to cut down on our arrears. But at this point in time, there's a delay in that.
Okay. No, that's good. So I guess I'm asking that question just so that we don't go into panic mode.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I'm happy with the cuts that have been made, but anyways, I'll put it out there for council. Are there any questions? Yep, Deputy Mayor Williams.
So this for, well, I've got 501,000 in front of me. You said it's for
11.
something.
Capital?
Yeah.
It's 411,171.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that includes tax-based grants, reserves, and it includes water and wastewater. Is that?
No, it does not.
It doesn't include water and wastewater. So that's what's been pulled out?
Yes, it has to be pulled out because water and wastewater are a self-supported entity. This is simply tax-based.
Right, okay. So at the end of the day, just to be clear, if things went south, which, you know, let's anticipate that isn't going to happen, we essentially have a 400 and what was the amount? 400 and
411,171.
411 sort of cushion is what you're saying.
Yes and no. Like the grants are there already. Federal gas tax is there, so they simply won't be spent. The reserves are already there, so they'll simply go back to reserves. The tax base that's going to be hit is 65,000.
Okay, can you explain that further?
Okay. For the grants, we get a grant from federal gas tax to do bridges and roads and things like that. If we don't spend them, we still get the money up front. It just won't be spent. So if we need them for next year to catch up, the money will still be in the bank account. For the reserves are like a savings account as well for various entities. So like bridges, we have infrastructure, we have administration, we have recreation, things like that. Those reserves are there. So if we don't spend them this year, it'll simply go back to that reserve. So next year, if we want to do the work, we'll simply take it out of that reserve. It's kind of like a savings account.
Yeah,
So,
okay. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So the 65,000 that is tax-based, we also have a reserve for operating funds. So if we choose not to spend that, that's another reserve. It'll go to an operating reserve that if we need it next year, we can use it to put towards these things.
Okay, so I'm just sort of asking the question. So in a worst case scenario, let's say we were $200,000 down in our receivables for taxation. Would how would that affect us at the end of the year?
So you take a look at the big picture because there's also not spending going on, right? So we have reduced, like conferences and that aren't happening. There are fixed costs you have to deal with. We have to pay for insurance. We have to pay for hydro. We have to pay for gas. We have to pay for phones, things like that. But there's other items we can't possibly spend. We can't get contractors in to do work. We can't, like I can't buy curtains for my house right now. So there's things that are going to be reduced. Worst case scenario, we have a township operating reserve. So when times are good and you have a surplus for the year, things go to that. In a bad year, when things are not good, we take from that reserve, and that's the purpose of that reserve. At this point in time, we're looking to defer 1% of capital, and I'm really not worried.
You're not worried. Okay, so that gives us enough of a cushion. Okay, that's what
Yep.
that's what I wanted to get at. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Massey.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Kim, so basically what you're saying is, what, like the wages, like let's say the arena wages, which are going to be less, the dome wages, the park wages, like the part-timers and all that stuff, that's not going to be happening. That money that's in the budget, we didn't touch that, but if we don't spend it, that's going to go into a surplus at the end of the year. So we have that play there, I think. Is that what you're saying? Is that money?
Mr. Mayor, do you want me to clarify the operating portion?
Yeah, go ahead.
So in looking at the operating budget, there's some things that stand out. I'm just going to go high level. We've got savings in
Where are you,
benefits.
Kim? Where are you
Sorry?
here? Where are you on our?
I'm just going to give you high level.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have reduced revenues in taxation, penalties and interest of about 80,000. We're going to lose that. So that increases our budget. I've looked at all 4 recreation facilities, and combined, they're going to lose about 65,000. So that increases our budget to 145,000. That's going to hit our bottom line. With the cuts that people have made for salaries and non-staffing and non-use of supplies and part-time wages and things like that, it knocks the operating budget to an increase of 90. So it's going to hit our bottom line of an increase of 90 due to basically lost revenues.
Okay.
But by deferring the capital of 60, the overall deficit is like $30,000. And the $30,000, if we don't hire part-time people for Public Works to water flowers, because Recreation Department said they would handle that, and the other savings through, not spending, not being able to spend, it kind of evens it out.
Okay, like you're including Canada Day celebrations and all
Yes,
these-
absolutely.
Okay, and then like I look at your possible deferral list that we have here, and it's totals 501,000, I believe. But we're just
I think that includes the waterworks.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so we're not touching waterworks.
You can't
For-
deal with water, no.
Okay, yeah, because
411.
like Mr. Mayor was saying, we're not on the panic button yet, and
No.
I think we should do as much as we can because the situation looks not as bad as we are.
Like, I think at the worst case scenario, this is, we're starting to come back online and we're starting to get businesses back online. We're starting to get contracted services. We might see $15,000 to $20,000 that we have to come up with. Worst case scenario, I really think it's going to break even based on the capital items where council's deciding to defer. So I really think we're within line.
And if we can't spend an item that is not deferred, well, that's going to go in reserves anyways.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good.
And I think, if we're looking today, the Premier Ford today is going to open up retail that connects to the street. So, I think people are going to start getting back to work and we'll get back into a groove, I think, hopefully. Are there any further questions? I have Jeff on the phone. Jeff, do you have any questions? Okay.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm good.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, I can't hear him.
Yeah, he just said that he was fine as long as you were fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah. So I don't know what that means, but I can hear him laughing. But any other Deputy Mayor Williams?
So just speaking about, the the province anyway starting to open up slowly. Is now a time to have just a very broad overview of initial steps to open up the town offices, or is that too soon?
I think we'll stick with the budget tonight, and that might be something we could talk at our meeting on Monday, if that works, Deputy Mayor.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
So I think that's good. And I also just want to say, if we have nobody using our recreation facilities right now, and that while we're not taking in money, we're not spending any money. And as you all know, when we don't have the arenas open, by closing the arenas early, we tend during those months to lose in excess of $30,000 a month when the arenas are open. So, we've saved a little bit by closing early, and we'll see what happens for next year. Hopefully we can open up in time for the hockey season. Everything's good. But again, if we don't, there'll be savings there as well.
Are you trying to say something, Mr. Mayor?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying we're on track. Let's not panic.
No, I really do think we're on track. We're not spending where we don't need to spend. I think the directors are being very, very diligent and very cautious in what they're doing. I think staff have been really great in trying to do social distancing and trying to keep business as usual. I'm really not worried if we want to defer those items. I don't think we'll get contractors to do them anyways. I'm really at this point in time.
Councillor Noble or Councillor Wensing, do you have any questions?
What I had written down was probably things that you've already looked into, like the cost of our meetings and conferences, like emo, obviously no one's
They're
going to
coming
emo.
down, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm assuming Eastern Ontario will be the same. Crossing guard, I can't imagine
Not happening.
that's been happening yet. I know that my insurance company, my car insurance company, automatically gave 10% off. I don't imagine for corporate and for businesses they would do stuff like that.
I haven't heard anything about our insurance for our facilities, but as far as extended healthcare and dental, there's an $18,000 savings for April, May, June because of lack of usage.
Right.
So they've cut our premiums by $18,000 because people, they can't get massages, they can't go to the dentist, so they've reduced it by $18,000. So
Right. And then our vehicles are pretty much on the road, so I can't imagine they'd get any discount there.
way it goes, right?
Okay. Nope, that's it for me. Good job.
Councillor Massey?
Yes, just one last question, Mr. Mayor, from myself. The school tax, since the schools have been closed, is there any possibilities of us getting a break on that, or is that?
Probably not. Basically, what happens is we collect for the schools based on assessment and we have to remit 100%. I haven't heard anything about it.
Okay, being closed and all that doesn't affect.
Haven't heard anything about it.
I can tell you
I can
that
look into it if you wish.
Yeah, just a question. I just thought of it. And I said, but I thought very unlikely we're going to get a break on that. But anyway.
I can look into it for you.
we've also gotten a break through the archives. The school stopped charging rent to us starting at the beginning of March. So we haven't been paying any rent there. So that's roughly $1,800 or $900 from our side and $900 from Township of South Glengarry, so $1,800. Okay, I think Councillor Wensing had a question. Can't hear you.
Mute.
Everything's good? Okay. That's awesome. Deputy Mayor, did you have your hand up as well?
Just very quickly, I agree with you, Kim, that staff have been doing a terrific job of keeping the wheels rolling in the township, and I do appreciate all the work that's been done kind of behind the scenes on keeping the municipality flush and in good hands. Thank you.
Thank you for that. They'll appreciate that.
Awesome. If there's no further questions, I will reread the motion. Find it here on my desk. So I have a motion moved by Deputy Mayor Williams, seconded by Councillor Wensink, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry accepts report TR 2020-13, the Director of Finance Treasurer for discussion purposes only, and that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry approves the deferral of capital projects listed in the attached appendix to be used to offset any deficit caused by COVID-19, with the residual to go to reserves. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Councillor Manley is also in favor. There are none opposed. Motion is carried. And I have a motion moved by Councillor Noble, seconded by Councillor Wensink, that there being no further business, the meeting was adjourned at 3:22 p.m. All those in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you everyone on Facebook that watched the meeting. So we'll see you on Monday night. Thank you.
Thank you. Night all.
Good night.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.